this is the Cheeky Monkey, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Fan Film Friday. In that video that's either over there, I don't know, YouTube might have changed their layout by the time that you see this video, I did promise that I was going to kick this series off with Joker Rising, and I promise you, that was my plan. But then I came across this little gem of miniseries, which I'm going to be talking about. So, let's take a look. You know who hasn't gotten a lot of love in the Batman films? Nightwing. Yeah, in pretty much every single interpretation of Batman, you have, of course, the titular character. You also have the Joker. Every single version of Batman. The 60s show, the animated series, the Tim Burton / Joel Schumacher films, the Dark Knight trilogy, and, yeah, the new DC Extended Universe. But we haven't really seen Nightwing show up at all. I mean, yeah, sure, you had Chris O'Donnell wearing a vaguely Nightwing-ish costume in Batman and Robin, but that movie never happened, right? So, it took years, and a fan YouTube channel to create a interpretation of the Nightwing character that not only exists, but also does the character justice. I'm, of course, talking about the excellent Nightwing the series. Now, I could have some big preamble about how great the series is, or how the design of the Nightwing suit is awesome, or how I think it's interesting how it doesn't really fit into any one continuity, but it kind of fits into them all in ways. But instead, I'm just gonna jump right into the first episode, Deathstroke. Yes, that's right, Deathstroke the Terminator. It's a shame that you passed away, Batman. I was kind of hoping you'd put up more of a fight. That guy. That Deathstroke. So, Episode 1, Deathstroke, starts out in presumably Gotham City at the reception of a senator named Hamilton Hill. This being a comic book fan film, he must have an appropriately comic booky name. Now, I'm not making fun of his name, and I don't know, maybe he exists in the comic books, but have you noticed that's something that happens a lot in comic books, especially with Marvel comics? I know this is based on a DC comic, but still, it's something that I want to talk about. You know, you have Peter Parker, Reed Richards, the Fantastic Four. By the way, that new movie was terrible, and that is a fact. Anyway, you know, they're partying it up, and so on, and so forth, and, you know, there's a song and stuff, and then Deathstroke shows up on the scene, and he looks pretty terrifying. And, of course, there are two security guards that think they can stop a armed man in a mask. This is Gotham City. If a person is wearing a mask, and you are armed with basic security guard level equipment, unless your basic security guard level equipment includes a gun or a taser that you are going to shoot at their uncovered parts, like, you know, if you're fighting Batman, his mouth, which unfortunately Deathstroke doesn't have, so yeah, these guards were written as characters to die. And yeah, Deathstroke beats the crap out of one of them in a very quick, very brutal manner. Remind me of the beatdowns in the Arkham games. Really, looking at it, it does. And, you know, they hear the screaming from the outside of the other guard, and Deathstroke shoves him through the door, and he bursts in, and he's, you know, like, he's like, I'm Deathstroke, ladies, gentlemen, you feasted on Gotham's wealth. No, wait, that's Batman's monologue from Batman Year One. Sorry, I digress. And he comes in, and he actually does have something to say. He doesn't say anything about how, you know, Senator Hill has feasted on Gotham's wealth, but his feast is almost over. He just says, you know, I'm here to congratulate Senator Hill, and I have no idea why I'm doing that voice. And, of course, this being a masked terrorist person in Gotham City, not the masked terrorist person, Gotham's reckoning, and the battle time you will be living on. Not that guy, but still. He's a man, he's masked, he's armed, he just shoved a security guard through a door. They all run, except for a few people. And, yeah. So, and of course, after this scene where Deathstroke is just like, I am here, everybody run, and, he takes out anyone that stays behind, we are reminded of how brutal of a villain Deathstroke is, and then we cut to the title sequence. And, I have to say, the title sequence in this is awesome. It starts out with a, Flying Graysons poster, and, of course, starring Denny Shepard, and then we cut to a bunch of different comic book art. I don't know who the artist that did this is, but he is really good, and I really want him to, start doing some comic book stuff professionally, like maybe a comic book adaptation of Batman Breakdown. I would buy that. And, we have, like, the Flying Graysons lying dead, and Dick, lying there on the ground, and, him at the funeral, and, Bruce Wayne staying there. And I have to admit, I think it's really clever that they have it so that they go for a shot of Dick Grayson, age 12, with, Bruce Wayne's hand on his shoulder, and then they cut to, Bruce Wayne himself, and that's when they have the name of the guy that plays Bruce Wayne, Scott Kenworthy, show up. I think that that's a really great idea. I think that, more title sequences should do clever stuff like that. If you're not going to do something, you can't really showcase any of the characters, like Doctor Who's opening title sequence with the Time Vortex. I think that if you're going to be able to show characters of your show, you should show them when the actor's name comes up. Sort of like, and I really can't believe that I'm comparing this awesomeness to Full House, but like in Full House, when the characters show up, their names come on the screen. Just do something like that. Anyways, and, we have Dick Grayson discovering the entrance to the Batcave, and then, as the music swells, him in his Robin costume, and, Batman standing behind him, and they're awesome, and then it cuts to the Nightwing, the series logo, and then it gives the episode the name of the episode. And, yeah, it's really a really well done title sequence. It shows the quality of the show. So, we're introduced to Nightwing, and, he is a really nice interpretation of the character. I think that Danny Shepard did a really good job, and, I personally think that either he or Jake Gyllenhaal, or maybe, Chris O'Donnell, might be a, good choice for Nightwing in the DC Extended Universe. Just my 2 cents. And, basically, he goes after a henchman that he sees from CCTV footage of Deathstroke's attack, and he finds out, like, this guy's name is Deathstroke, he's trying to kill people, and so forth. And basically, this episode served a few purposes. First of all, it introduced us to the series hero, and the series hero, and the season's villain. The series hero, of course, being Nightwing, and the season's villain being Deathstroke. And it's also, provide a nice bit of action and a really, really good, season opener and series opener. And, yeah, I definitely think that, even considering, like, Joker Rising, which, yes, I promise you, I will be covering. I'm just having some trouble getting the footage due to the fact that, it's difficult. First of all, the effects on it are really nice. Like, one thing with Joker Rising is you notice that some of the effects, like the occasional blood effects and the muzzle flashes, look really cheap at times. But with Nightwing the series, it all looks great. I really appreciate the effort that they put into it. Like, some of these parts were really, really hard to do. Like, with fight scenes that pop up later in the series, where Nightwing has like his milky white eyes. If you watch the behind the scenes video, it turns out that Danny Shepard was wearing these things called like mesh contact lenses that give that milky white effect, that they make your eyes burn and tear up, and they are difficult to wear, and it's really, really unsafe to wear them when you're doing something that requires your attention and you looking at what you're doing, whether it be driving a car or filming a fight scene for a really awesome web miniseries. Overall, I think that this first episode of Nightwing the series was a great opener. It is a great fan film. You should definitely check it out. Well, that's all for now. This is the Cheeky Monkey, and stay classy.